I'm here with Sabrina Bright, our Senior Training Manager, and we're going to talk about negotiation today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Negotiation.
Sounds scary.
It's not. You know what? Honestly, I find that most agents go into this business with fear and trepidation of negotiation because they think it's going to be this great big cat fight and
the word
people are
itself
going to yell and
is,
and honestly, I teach them what I teach in the module is honestly, you've got 4 parties that want it to happen, right? So before you even start the negotiation. Remember that the seller wants to sell and the buyer wants to buy, right? And of course, there's 2 agents that want to get the deal done as well, right? And that buyer's agent might have been working with that client for 6 months trying to find them the perfect home. So our job is not to tell our clients what to do. Our job is to guide the process, make sure that they're comfortable with the decisions that we're presenting to the other side and so on, right? So with negotiation, I think that often agents also think it's all about price, right? When I'm teaching new agents, they're like, oh, so it's all about the price. And if the home is priced at $400, we got to try get it for $350. We got,
That's how they think they're serving their client.
Yeah, totally. And honestly, they're usually surprised when they start doing their first few deals because I'm helping them with their first few deals, doing the mentoring thing and all that. And often they're shocked that the possession date is sometimes even more important than the price, right? Sometimes the other conditions. Am I able to sell my own home first before I buy yours? I'm going to have to find out if my dog is allowed in this condominium and things. There's all kinds of different kinds of conditions and stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces in a contract. And so what we do in the negotiation module is try to give our newer agents some tools in their toolkit of things they can say to the other agent, ways we can get things across without being unprofessional or being difficult.
Because I'm sure sometimes you have to deal with difficulty on the other side.
For sure. I mean, it can get a little heated sometimes, right? But you also have to learn to let that sort of roll off your back, take the emotion out of it, just get down to the brass tacks. What is it that the buyer wants? What is it the seller wants?
And maybe try to control your client's emotions as well through it.
I mean, I don't try to control it, but what I do is I teach our agents that we want to make sure that it doesn't become this big emotional thing where, when you're calling back your client and saying, well, they're not going to accept your offer of this much, but they are coming back at that, and I don't go, oh my goodness, and they're just being so stubborn and so difficult. You have to take the emotion down. It's already an emotional situation, right? But there's all kinds of tips and tricks and ways that we can teach them to be effective negotiators. And honestly, the thing that I love about my job is that very often, agents come back to me a year or 2 after they've, been out working and doing the thing in the real world, and they say, you know what, I love negotiating. It's my favorite part of the job. And it really is, because you're basically a conduit. You're saying, okay, so you want $400? Oh, you don't want to pay $400. Okay, you want to pay $380? Okay, they want to pay $380. You don't like $380? What do you want? You want $390? Okay, they want $390. That's what it is. It's just a back and forth until we come to an agreement, or we discover that just, it's too far apart, whether it's on the conditions, whether it's on the possession date, something, there's all kinds of things. We can, in contract law, one of the things I love about this job also is contract law, and contracts are fascinating because we can customize them so many ways. I mean, I've sold properties with a rabbit and a hutch in it,
you can get creative.
Yeah, you can within the confines of the law. I mean, the law obviously supersedes anything, but we can sometimes come up with creative solutions and go, okay, maybe we won't come down to your price, Mr. Buyer, but I'll tell you what, we'll give you the patio heater that we paid $2,000 for if you'll stick with this price or whatever. So there's
you
ways.
As the agent can keep emotion out of it, then it doesn't become just a battle of who can win.
Totally. And I think that's the other thing. We teach them how to educate their client that it's not about how far below list do we get the property. It's we do an evaluation before they even make the offer to see what is that home actually worth. And sometimes the list price is a pretty good deal, or it's bang on. Right? So don't get into that right fighting thing where I got to get it for $10,000 less than, or I got to get it for 15% less than, or whatever. What really is the value, and where should I end up? Of course, we're always going to try for our clients, it's our fiduciary duty to try and get the property for as low as we can, or if we're working for the seller, as high as we can, right? But the thing is that we have to focus more on the value of the property than how much below list can we get it, or how much above list.
And if this is the house they want, then they have to be willing to move on that.
Totally. And I think that's an important skill too, Danielle, that you're touching on there, because I think so often people get really hung up on getting that price. And yes, it's an investment.
Getting
but it's
a good deal.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
investment that you live in.
Yes.
Like, it's not just about the money. Does it have enough room for your kids' swing set? Are you in a neighborhood with great schools? Can you have your German Shepherd in this condo? There's all kinds of things. It's not just the money,
Yeah.
right? You know, why are you moving? And most times people, there's something happening in their life. That's why they're moving. So we have to sometimes...
It's already emotional a lot of the time.
When things get heated, we have to go, okay, remember, this is the one where you can have, Major the
German
Shepherd, right? But yeah, it's bringing people back and keeping them calm throughout the process as much as we can.
Okay.
And trying to put that deal together for them, right? So that's
Awesome.
It's a really good class actually for them to take, a good module, because we
Sounds
cover
like
a lot
it.
of stuff. Yeah, it's good.